We are going to talk about some basics of a technique called dimensional analysis for problem solving. We're going to use some examples that are already familiar to you. You could probably solve them without this technique that I'm going to show you, but it's the way that we're going to learn the technique so that when we do more complicated stuff, you have this in your arsenal to use for solving the problems, specifically the mole conversion problems that you're about to do and that are on your quiz, and then also the stoichiometry that's in the next unit. So if you know this right here, this is going to help you tremendously. So we're going to start with this seemingly simple problem. How many inches are in 15 feet? So a lot of you are looking at that thinking, okay, I can already solve that. I don't need you to show me any crazy techniques. And you're right, you probably can. But again, we're just going to use this really simple example to learn the technique because it's easier to learn it with something you're already familiar with. So the first thing that we need to do when we're going to do a dimensional analysis problem is write down what we are given and what we need. So in this problem, we are given, and the given is the thing with the value. So we are given the number 15.0, and the unit that goes with that is feet. So right here, I'm going to write 15.0 feet. And yes, it's important that I put the 0.0 because of sig figs. Yes, hopefully you said that. So sig figs are the reason that that is important. That's how precise that measurement is. Now, what is the thing that I need? I need to know how many inches. So I'm looking for inches. I don't know how many right now, so I don't have a value, but that is the unit that I'm trying to solve for. The next thing after I write down my given and my need is I need to figure out, do I have a conversion factor between the two units the units I'm given and the units that I need, feet and inches? Is there a conversion factor, how many inches versus how many feet? And there is a pretty simple one that hopefully you know. 12 inches equals 1 foot. So that is probably something you're familiar with since elementary school probably. So 12 inches equals 1 foot. I'm going to use that in my dimensional analysis problem. So this is the beginning. This is what I have to do before I can even set up the problem. Write down my given, my need, and then identify any conversion factors that I'm going to use. So now, to set up a dimensional analysis problem, I write down my given, and then I make what students like to refer to as like a T-chart, but it's not really a T-chart. It's actually like a division setup. So this line right here is a division line or a fraction line. So I have a numerator and a denominator. The top gets divided by the bottom. And then any lines that I have that go vertically act like multiplication lines. So if there's something to the left of the line and to the right of the line, they get multiplied by each other. So my given will always go in the upper left-hand corner of my setup. Then I'm going to let units guide me through the problem. So my unit of feet right here is going to come diagonally down into this box on the lower right-hand side. So feet go there. And then I'm trying to figure out inches, and I do have a conversion factor straight from feet to inches. So I can put inches in this upper right-hand box. Now, since I told you this is a fraction line or a division line, if we have something in the numerator and in the denominator, it cancels out. So I already see that right now my feet are going to cancel with each other, and I'm going to be left with inches, which is exactly what I was trying to solve for. I need some number values here though, because right now this means kind of nothing. So my numbers come from the conversion factor, the fact that 1 foot is 12 inches. So now that I know feet cancel, I'm left with inches. That is the end of my setup for the problem. And remember, I said that this horizontal line is division, the vertical is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply 15 times 12 divided by 1, so we don't really care about that. 15 times 12, and I will get 180 inches. Now, be careful. You need 3 sig figs because your original number had 3 sig figs, so I need to put a decimal there. A lot of you are probably saying, but wait, you only had 1 sig fig on the 1 foot. Conversion factors do not play into sig figs. Only measurements do. These are not measured values. These are known conversion factors. This was a measurement, we're assuming, okay? So this was given to us in the problem, so it is a measured value. even though we didn't literally go measure it. In theory, it was measured at some point. So it has a certain level of precision. So we're going with the fact that there's 1, 2, 3 sig figs. So this needs 1, 2, 3 sig figs in the answer. So in 15 feet, there are 180 inches.